Emily Nielsen here again for Cooking Lab 8 at MUIH, and this week we're doing some sprouting, soaking, and other really great raw foods. And I opted this week to make the sprouted raw hemp hummus, which I'm actually really excited about. I bought this handy dandy little sprouting bag because I really wanted to do it upright, although I will be trying the jar method as well later for a different recipe. So I have my garbanzo beans that I had to buy online because nowhere local had the type that I wanted. I was able to find on Amazon some garbanzo bean sprouting seeds that were raw, vegan, and non-GMO from a reputable company. So I was excited about that. It equaled just about 1 cup. Last night before I went to bed, I used some purified water to, well, first I rinsed them, picked a few out. There was only like 2 that I wouldn't have wanted in my dish, and gave them a soak in some purified water. Now our water here is a little bit hard, and it is got fluoride added, and it is chlorinated. So I decided to really intensify the good benefits and not have any of the yuckies in my hummus, and soaked the beans in some purified water all night. You can see I picked maybe a little too small of a jar. It filled near to the top. But to get this going, we're going to need about 3 to 5 days to get these little guys sprouted. They've had a nice soak all night long. They're going to go in my sprouting bag in a nice, like warm but not like oveny, so I'm not going to stick them in the garage because it's like 100 degrees outside. Atmosphere. They're going to live in my pantry in this bag, getting a rinse twice a day until I start seeing some little tails. So I'll let you know how it goes. So it's day 1, the second rinse of the day for the garbanzo beans, getting ready to sprout. So these garbanzo beans are on their 5th rinse, just running into starting day 3 now of the sprouting process. And they're looking pretty good. Okay, so it's been just about 3.5 days since I started these garbanzo bean sprouts, and they look fantastic. I used the bag method with these, which I must admit I liked a lot better than the jar, and rinsed them twice a day. They came out fantastic. So for my super sprouted hummus, I've got 1/2 cup of tahini, which is just a raw sesame seed paste, which I make myself. 1/2 a lemon. I used 2 cloves of garlic because we really love garlic in our house, and I diced it, minced it quite fine. I have some fresh pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and that's about it. I've got some purified water and a Ninja. Now, a Ninja isn't my favorite method of making hummus, but I don't have any alternative at this moment, so it's a little bit labor intensive and a little bit challenging, but we're gonna see how it goes. So I've got my garbanzo beans here in my Ninja. We're gonna add the garlic. We're gonna press the lemon. I made sure to get the seeds out so nobody will get to enjoy a lemon seed in their bite of hummus. And I forgot to mention that I'm also going to be adding a tablespoon of sesame oil, which I love the flavor of. We make a lot of Korean food, a lot of marinades. It's one of my favorites. So that, along with the tahini, is what is gonna give us a little bit of moisture to hopefully make this not stick too bad to the sides, but I have a feeling it's gonna be a little challenging. Well, it only took about 30 seconds for me to be annoyed with this because of the way the Ninja is designed with the motor on the top. You have to take the whole thing apart every time you want to push down the sides, and it is going to take a lot of pushing down the sides plus some purified water, which I just added some to get this into a good consistency without being too runny. So I'm going to work on it for a little bit more and get back. Okay, well, that wasn't actually as much work as I thought it was going to be. After adding just a little bit more water and pushing the sides down a few times, I was able to get enough of a smooth consistency that it would continue to churn and it wouldn't keep getting stuck to the sides. But luckily it didn't get too watery either because nobody wants hummus soup. So here's what I think. once again, it's just a little bit grainy, and it's nobody's fault but the ninjas. So hopefully the Vitamix will be arriving in time for my birthday, or something similar, of a higher powered food processor, because I think that would really make a difference in the consistency and just the creaminess of the hummus. I found that I had to add quite a bit more salt to make it palatable for us. It was probably a third as much salt as what the recipe called for is what I would use. I would say more like 1.5 teaspoons of salt. The garlic was perfect. The cumin I also added a little bit more. We just like a little stronger flavor. It had an earthier taste than my hummus that I normally make with the canned chickpeas, which I don't know if that is an actual word, but that was how I would describe it. It was a little earthier, and it was good. I really, really enjoyed it. So I would love to add something spicy to this. We love roasted red pepper hummus, but that would maybe, the roasting could be considered like not a raw food procedure, or even just mincing up some jalapenos to blend in. I think that would really be good, or a serrano. I think it'd be fun to play with different flavors. I think you could make a really good Cajun seasoned hummus, or maybe a little bit more lemon to bring out some more of the acidity. So really enjoyed it overall. Wish I had a better blender slash food processor to make it a little creamier, but the kids all ate it with cucumbers, so I would say it was a hit.